I'm willing to be flexible on this point if we can find common ground on. I'm willing to be flexible on the pricing if we can find common ground on the delivery schedule.
I'm willing to be flexible on the scope of work if we can agree on the overall timeline.
I'm willing to be flexible on the payment terms if we can settle on the project deliverables. I'm willing to be flexible on this point if we can find common ground on. What if we try, as a compromise? What if we try splitting the cost as a compromise?
What if we try a phased approach as a compromise, starting with the most critical features?
What if we try adjusting the deadlines as a compromise to accommodate both teams? What if we try, as a compromise? Can we agree on, as a middle ground? Can we agree on a partial advance payment as a middle ground?
Can we agree on extending the warranty period as a middle ground?
Can we agree on shared responsibilities on this project as a middle ground? Can we agree on, as a middle ground? Let's find a win-win solution that. Let's find a win-win solution that addresses both our needs for cost and quality.
Let's find a win-win solution that allows both companies to expand their market share.
Let's find a win-win solution that enhances our long-term partnership. Let's find a win-win solution that. Would you be open to? Would you be open to discussing alternative payment terms?
Would you be open to a trial period before full implementation?
Would you be open to? How can we align our interests to? How can we align our interests to ensure a successful product launch?
How can we align our interests to optimize both cost and delivery times?
How can we align our interests to mutually enhance our technological capabilities? How can we align our interests to? What alternatives would satisfy both of us? What alternatives would satisfy both of us in terms of payment scheduling?
What alternatives would satisfy both of us in terms of project management?
What alternatives would satisfy both of us in terms of resource allocation? What alternatives would satisfy both of us? I propose we, as a fair compromise. I propose we split the costs 50-50 as a fair compromise.
I propose we alternate lead roles in project phases as a fair compromise.
I propose we adjust the deadlines to give both teams sufficient time as a fair compromise. I propose we, as a fair compromise. I'm open to compromise if we. I'm open to compromise if we can maintain the project's core objectives while adjusting the deadlines.
I'm open to compromise if we prioritize the key deliverables and adjust the rest of the scope.
I'm open to compromise if we find a solution that aligns with both our budget and timeline constraints. I'm open to compromise if we.
Before we dive in, I want to ensure we're on the same page about the scope of this discussion.
I understand that, but there's a concern about the timeline. Can we adjust the milestones?
I'm willing to be flexible on the timeline if we can agree on prioritizing the critical features first.
That sounds like a good starting point. Let's find a win-win solution that balances our resources and deadlines effectively.
If we can agree on this, it would lay a strong foundation for our long-term collaboration on this project.
I propose we schedule a follow-up meeting next week to finalize these adjustments and start implementation as soon as possible.